Bleak Faith Forsaken is a captivating yet confounding experience that places you in a dark, desolate world. Developed by a small indie team, this action RPG blends dark fantasy and science fiction, creating an atmosphere that is as intriguing as it is oppressive. The game's premise revolves around you, a Forsaken, navigating a bleak, hostile world filled with monstrous adversaries and hidden secrets. From the outset, the game promises a unique and challenging experience, but does it deliver on that promise? With a mix of excitement and skepticism, I played Bleak Faith Forsaken to explore its world, combat, and overall experience. And this is my review of the game, which will help you decide whether to get it or not. Upon entering the world, the first thing that strikes you is the visual design. The game's art direction is immediately compelling, with environments that evoke a sense of decayed grandeur. The towering Gothic structures, crumbling ruins, and vast, desolate landscapes are meticulously crafted, each element contributing to the game's foreboding atmosphere. The use of lighting and shadow is particularly effective, which creates a moody, almost oppressive ambience that keeps you on edge throughout your journey. However, while the visual style is impressive, it is not without its drawbacks. The graphical fidelity is inconsistent, with some textures appearing less polished than others. Character models and environmental details lack the refinement expected in a modern RPG. These inconsistencies can pull you out of the immersive experience, serving as a reminder of the game's drawbacks and limited resources. Despite these issues, the overall aesthetic of the game remains one of its strongest points, successfully creating a world that feels both vast and suffocating. The atmosphere is further enhanced by its exceptional sound design. The soundtrack is haunting and evocative, perfectly complementing the game's dark, desolate world. Ambient sounds like the whispering wind, distant echoes, and the unnerving growls of unseen creatures add layers of tension to the experience. Each sound, from the clash of weapons to the subtle creaking of ancient structures, is designed to immerse you fully in the game's setting. The voice acting, though sparse, is well executed, delivering lines with a gravitas that suits the game's somber tone. Combat in Bleak Faith Forsaken is a central element of the gameplay, drawing clear inspiration from the Soulsborne series. It is both challenging and unforgiving, requiring precision and strategy. Each encounter feels like a test of skill, demanding that you learn enemy patterns, manage your stamina, and choose your moments to strike carefully. The variety of weapons and abilities available allows for some customization in combat style. Whether you prefer the quick, agile attacks of a dagger, the heavy, devastating blows of a greatsword, or the tactical advantages of ranged attacks, there is a weapon to suit your approach. However, the controls can feel somewhat clunky. Dodges and attacks not always register as needed. This lack of responsiveness can lead to frustrating moments, especially in challenging battles where precision is crucial. Additionally, the difficulty spikes can sometimes feel unfair, particularly when combined with the control issues, making the game feel more punishing than rewarding at times. Exploration is another significant aspect of Bleak Faith Forsaken. The game world is rich with lore and secrets, encouraging you to delve into its depths. The non-linear level design allows for a sense of discovery that is genuinely thrilling. Hidden paths, secret areas, and lore fragments are scattered throughout the world, rewarding the curious and observant. Each new area you uncover feels like a small victory, a testament to the developer's skill in creating an engaging and immersive environment. However, this open-ended nature is also a source of frustration. The lack of clear direction will often leave you feeling aimless, wandering the desolate landscape without a clear objective. While some of you will appreciate the freedom to explore at their own pace, others might find this approach disorienting. The game often leaves you to figure things out on your own, which will lead to moments of confusion and frustration as it did for me. This hands-off approach to storytelling and progression might not appeal to everyone, particularly those who prefer a more guided experience. The narrative is delivered in a fragmented and cryptic manner. The story is not spoon-fed to you. Instead, it is pieced together through environmental storytelling, item descriptions, and sparse dialogue. Each new discovery feels like a small piece of a larger, more complex story. This narrative style also feels disjointed and incomplete, and especially not in sync with the environment of the game. If you do not invest the time to explore thoroughly and pay close attention to the details, you might miss out on the narrative's depth, feeling disconnected from the story. Character progression in the game follows a traditional RPG model, where you earn experience points from defeating enemies and completing objectives. These points can be used to improve various attributes and unlock new abilities, allowing for some degree of customization. Although the progression system feels somewhat shallow compared to other games in the genre. The skill trees and upgrade options are limited, which can make character builds feel constrained. This might disappoint players who enjoy experimenting with different playstyles and builds, as the options available do not allow for as much variation as one might hope. There is a certain charm to its uncompromising vision and the sense of accomplishment that comes from overcoming its challenges. The game's difficulty is both a draw and a deterrent. It does not hold your hand, and its design philosophy is firmly rooted in trial and error. You will die, often, but each death is a lesson, teaching you to be more cautious, more strategic, more patient. The game's technical performance is another area where its true nature is disclosed. Frame rate drops, bugs, and glitches are not uncommon, and while patches have addressed some of these issues, they are still a part of the experience. These technical hiccups will often detract you from the overall gameplay experience, particularly during intense combat sequences, where smooth performance is crucial. It is clear that devs have poured a lot of passion into this project, but the limitations of their resources are occasionally evident. One of the most compelling aspects of the game is its ambitious scope. The game's world is expansive, with a variety of environments that each have their own unique feel. From the haunting beauty of the crumbling ruins to the eerie silence of the desolate plains, the setting is diverse and atmospheric. Each area feels distinct, yet all are unified by the game's overarching aesthetic of decay and desolation. This ambition sometimes stretches the game's resources thin, but it also showcases the developer's dedication to creating a rich and immersive world. While it may not be a perfect game, Bleak Faith Forsaken has a unique charm that makes it difficult to put down. Its blend of dark fantasy and science fiction, coupled with its punishing gameplay and rich world building, creates an experience that is both frustrating and rewarding. It's a game that demands patience and perseverance, rewarding those of you who are willing to push through its rough edges. Its strengths lie in its dark, immersive world, haunting sound design, and the sense of discovery it promotes through its non-linear exploration. For hardcore fans of difficult action RPGs who enjoy piecing together a cryptic narrative and overcoming tough combat encounters, this game will offer you a unique and rewarding adventure. If you thrive on challenging games and can forgive some rough edges in exchange for a rich, atmospheric world, then Bleak Faith Forsaken is worth your time. It's a labor of love from a passionate indie team, and despite its flaws, it delivers a unique and rewarding experience. Plus, it has got much better now compared to the previous launch. Still, if you need a more polished experience and a clear narrative, you might want to wait. The difficulty spikes are real, and Bleak Faith Forsaken doesn't like holding your hand. You'll die a lot, and believe me, that will happen more often than you may think. If you are ready for this kind of challenge and enjoy piecing together a story from environmental clues and cryptic dialogue, you'll find a lot to love here. But if you're someone who prefers a more guided and forgiving experience, you might find yourself more frustrated than intrigued, to be honest.